Hello and welcome or welcome back to the channel. I'm not sure how today's video is going to go, guys, because I'm in a strange mood, but we will see. So if you haven't guessed by the title, we're just going to be a colouring chat. I'm going to continue working on this page. We did the skin together on my colouring hashtags video this month. I'll pop that in the description box below in case you're interested. It did come out late. I do apologise. Everything is late. Life is late. It's all late. Just moving my pencil. Sorry for the noise. So, yeah, there's a million things that I need and should be doing right at this very moment. And can't bother doing any of those things. And I just sat there and I thought, I just want to colour for a bit. I want to chat for a bit. I'm just going to do that. We're going to do that instead. That's today. Oh my lordy. Right, let's see. Usual, it's not really a colour along, so I'm not going to, bore you with all the pencil details, but I'm using the Prismacolor pencils today. This is the Amazon print paper, so I'm doing my best, guys, doing my best, but no judgments here. And yeah, I am, like I said, is that a goddamn blue? That's my blue. Hang on. Helps if you use the right colour. Ignore that. Never happened. See, I just know I'm that way out. All over the place. So, yeah, it's. I feel like my January hasn't worn off. I'm behind on everything. I'm overdue on projects, videos, life stuff, work things, home things. Oh my god. And just getting busier. Busy at work, busy at work. And it just bleeds into everything because I can never be bothered to do everything I need to do. From being really honest, there's no point lying to you guys. I'm behind because I look at things and think, I'll do that in a minute, and that minute tends to never arrive, and all those minutes have added up, and now I am a lot of minutes in. See, I shouldn't film like this. I don't even make sense. Christ. I had a real nice migraine over the weekend, and it just leaves me in the oddest. I don't know how to explain it. When I feel better, it's almost like euphoria of pain-free, amazing existence. My husband thinks I do drugs after a migraine. I'm that just happy, and generally I'm not quite so cheerful, so he obviously thinks there's something wrong. I'm not sure the shadows aren't right there, never mind. But yeah, right, so a million things to do, none of them happening. Oh, that's what I'm missing, there we go. And yeah, my craft room is in chaos. I've found, are any of you guys the same? If you have a craft space or a craft room, does your space reflect your mental state? I've got piles of crap on the floor, projects piled on the sides, half-made cards to the left of me, books on the floor that haven't been put away, and I never do that because I feel books shouldn't be treated with such indignity and lack of respect. I've got piles of washi tape behind me that I was taking photos of to put on eBay and sell, and it's just sitting there. I've got random bags on the floor for no good reason. I'm just looking around at the state of chaos. Piles of things to film. Just stuff. And don't get me wrong, I know I have too much stuff, but it doesn't usually feel as overwhelming as this because it's not usually all in my face. I hide my ridiculous piles of stuff in, you know, neat cupboards and drawers out of the way, so that I can feel like I didn't buy too much stuff. But it's in my face, like literally it's everywhere. I have pastel fixative on my desk. I didn't even clean my desk off to film this video. Don't know. These panels are still sitting here and they need fixing, hence the fixative. Didn't even put my zesty away. And all I have to do is lean to my left, where I've got a little trolley and they all sit. It's bad. So we have to sort our life out, pull out the vitamin D capsules, and take control. Just take control of the ridiculousness. I am going to clean this craft room. It is usually the sign that I am I've come back to my senses, is when this thing gets put back together. Everybody's safe and the world resumes turning on its usual axis. But yeah, I am so all over the place. I've started about 18 different pages the last 2 months. Like I start a page. This will probably never see completed pages. I just am horrendous at the minute. I've got a page going in my Rooms of Wonder. I've got a Mariola Budek page. I've got the colour along that I was doing for you guys in Coloriage Wild. I've got a colour along I started for you guys in Fairy and Fantasy. One I started in my Hannah Coulson Tales from the Forest Kingdom. There's a few more downstairs. I can't even remember what they are because they're not in front of me. And I still sat there and thought, I want to colour and I don't fancy any of those. I pulled out the Gudrun whole book. I've found, you know, there's too much guilt in our hobbies that people allow others to drop on themselves, I think. I hear a lot of comments about, you know, like, oh, I know I should finish this way. I know I should complete this page. I know I should have completed this book, or, you know, a lovely lady I was speaking to the other day, and she was saying, you know, I know I need to rotate my pencils. You don't need to do any such thing, people. If you find, for you to feel better about yourself, you need to finish a book, complete a page, complete a book, rotate your pencils, then you need to do that for you. If you're doing that because, you know, someone you know feels that it's wasteful for you to use a different pencil or a different book, or a family member has told you that, you know, you shouldn't use that one, you should use this one, it's cheaper, or, you know, no, use whatever you goddamn well want to be honest. Deep breath before we rant. I love Art Journey UK, which is Lily's channel, and I will link that down below if I remember, but otherwise it's Art Journey UK. And I'm sure most of you guys watch her anyway, and she does like the most amazing like comparison videos and like real in-depth, spends months putting things away, and then, you know, she's just done her yellowing series, which is like phenomenal, because definitely not buying the Arteza pencils now, thanks Lily. Markers now, thanks Lily, job done. And she does a decluttering series like pretty regular, and now don't get me wrong, Lily is like me and she has a room full of craft stuff, but, you know, having spoken to her on many occasions. That woman works goddamn far too hard, if you ask me. She works too many hours. And this is the problem, because I know I do the exact same thing myself. When all we're doing for a period of time is working, and we don't get the time to unwind and release in the hobbies that we enjoy, because let's be honest, for some people that might be going to the pub. For some people, their hobby is actually retail shopping. In the world of fast fashion that we live in, for some people, we sit and we surf and we buy the latest colouring book or pencils or markers that we just want to, for no other reason than we can. It can be viewed by many, and is viewed by many, as wasteful, as overspending, as, you know, they have many titles for things because everybody's very interested and very busy in what other people are doing and how they're living their lives. And you know, to be honest, she gets a bit of flack for doing these videos, and it's always such a shame, because it worries the rest of us that she won't do the videos that we like, because, you know, we're just normal people. I'm not a company, I'm not a mass producing channel, I'm not sponsored, affiliated, I don't work for anyone. I just, in my spare time, really enjoy creating pages with colour, and all of a sudden one day decided another hobby of mine was going to be sharing that hobby with you guys. And as you know, I share my card hobby on a channel, and I share this one, and I just, as I learn and as I grow, my channel learns and grows with me, and I just pass these things on. Am I an expert? No. Do the things I do always work out? God, no. But, you know, am I honest with you guys? Do I share that journey? Do I, you know, share the joy that I can? Yeah. And that's just the only thing we're doing, is we're not trying to make you buy anything. I'll be honest, I couldn't care less if you never buy another colouring item again. Because, you know, it doesn't actually make any difference to me. The only thing I'd prefer you do is, while you're not ever buying anything again, come watch my channel. Thanks. And, you know, if you're one of these people that doesn't agree with colouring hauls, or, you know, having too much stuff, or declutters, I mean, I'm not really the channel for you, to be honest, because I have a shopping problem. There we go, I've admitted it out loud on YouTube for the world to hear. I have a little bit of a shopping problem. So, yeah. Do I care? No. Am I aware of it? Yes. Do I manage it? Am I in debt? No. Is it a real problem for me? No. Could I care less, to be honest? No. Do I expect you to keep up with my purchases? Absolutely not. Would I think any of less of you if you don't own this book and colour this book along with me? Absolutely not. Would I frown on you for not having Prismacolor pencils and instead be using the Artex on this Amazon paper right now? Hell no. I love the Artex. They're amazing. To be honest, they're not the cheapest pencil, so I probably could have gone with Brute Funa there in my budget rant, but whatever. I like the Brute Funa as well. I like Holbein and I like Luminance, and not everyone can afford to have those things. And that's unfortunate, and that's a shame, and no one should feel any pressure to go and get those things, because, to be honest, in this economy of mass sales and overproduction, the one beauty of it is there's loads of options. There are cheap options and they work beautifully in their own right. Will they be as quick and as easy to use? No, because that's what money really buys you, isn't it? Money buys you something, ease of use and speed sometimes. You know, Amazon paper and cheap pencils will create the most amazing amazing pages. It's just going to take actual skill and time. And that's the cold, harsh reality of it, is that, you know, there's not many things out. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple. I'm not going to name any names or disparage any companies right now, but there's a few things in life I've bought and I wouldn't even give them to a child because it would be mean. But it's few and far between. It's rare. Things are just different. They're liked by different people. They're enjoyed by different people. And for those that can afford to buy what they want, it's not their fault. And, you know, this whole name and shame kind of culture, I'm not a fan of. You know, this whole calling people out, it shocks me it doesn't shock me, actually. I'm going to take that back, but it saddens every time, let's put it that way. And there's going to be people that don't agree with this video and people that do agree with this video. And as always, everyone on my channel is entitled to have their own opinion, because that is life. Just try and be respectful about it. Be polite about it. Share what you want. Don't attack each other in the comments if people don't agree, because I'm sure there's going to be a few people that have something to say back to me today, but I just have been feeling like I need to get this off my chest for a little while, I think. This whole issue in the background that's been going on for some time. You're going to see things on my channel that I've bought and I haven't coloured in. You're going to see me buy more colouring books, even though I cannot colour in all the books I already own. And you're going to see me declutter said colouring books that I have bought. And nothing I buy ever goes in the bin. I don't believe in fast fashion. I never buy clothes. It's rare. I might buy a single item of clothing a year, and half of the time that's probably thrifted. Because that's not where my interests lie. That's not where my retail therapy lies. That's not where my joy lies. And I know people that, you know, they spend hundreds and they spend thousands of pounds every year on clothes, and it's not for me to judge. It's not for me to judge if you went Primark and spent £2, or if you went I'm going to embarrass myself and not really know a really good design, or Karen Millen and spent £300. Not sure if she's that expensive, not sure, but you know what I mean. Whoever, insert random designer here. Ask me pencil prices, I'll totally know. You know, it's not for me to have an opinion or judge or comment. It's just not. And it's not what these channels are here for. And for the most of us, I don't know everyone, I can't speak for everyone, so I don't know, whatever. But for me personally, I'm not trying to make you waste or lose or run out of money by buying any of the things I show. These are just videos for you to watch and enjoy and listen to. Probably not this one so much, but for the most part, my channel is always just about de-stress, relax, chatting. I'm trying hard to share more of myself with you guys because I know that's important to viewers, to feel like there's a person behind this voice. And, you know, this was something that I need to share, I suppose, that, you know, it just the shame of it, of the judgment, really. If you don't like hauls, that's fine, because you're also entitled to your opinion. If you don't like over expenditure and you find it wasteful, maybe because you are struggling and you'd like those things, or maybe because you have a shopping problem and you can't watch those things without being triggered, I'm bad if I'm having a bad week and my spending's bad and I'm trying to be good because we're working on a project for the house, I need money for something and it's important I don't spend and I don't have the best reflex control, I don't watch hauls. I wouldn't tune into YouTube and watch people buy or declutter things, to be honest, because if I'm being really honest, I probably can buy things from, get as many ideas from a decluttering video as I can from a haul video, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't watch those kind of things when that's the way I feel. Now, other times, hauls help me vastly to actually not spend, and that's when I think that they're quite useful sometimes, especially if it's an honest haul. Don't get me wrong, just someone telling you how wonderful everything is when you know damn well that item's just crap, can be very irritating. But again, some people are going to like the things you don't. It doesn't mean they're lying. But, it's the sad state of affairs is I'm a very small channel and every single month my colouring gets very little views. My tutorials get, eventually over time, they do okay. My completed pages are quite popular, so they do alright, they go up and down. But the views... The only time my videos top out are hauls, collections, and declutters. Reviews and stuff, pencil reviews, pasta reviews, they can be quite popular as well. But, I don't, this isn't my business. This isn't here to make me money. It's not my job. I don't need to do it for that reason. But for anyone, when you're doing something and you want it to feel successful and to feel like someone else is enjoying your content, those bigger views will pull you to make those videos. It's just human nature that when I get 4,000 views on a whole video, but I spend all my time colouring eyes and get 190 views, that it just is what it is. Am I not going to make those colouring videos? Hell no, I enjoy colouring eyes for you guys. I'll make a video that only one person has requested and only 100 people may watch. Because I know those 100 people really enjoyed it. They give me good feedback, they enjoyed it, they loved it. That's the boost for me that makes that worthwhile. But I am going to put up a whole video for 4,000 people to view. It's human nature. I'm not immune. As a retail shopper myself who likes to buy things, I am then also going to show the things that I've purchased. Lily did reference me in her room of hoard, my colouring book collection, which I knew would happen because it always does. And like she said, it doesn't bother me in any way for that to be referenced, because the difference is I will not apologise for the things that I own and the things that I have. My books will last me my lifetime, and I mean the sad state of affairs is I don't have children, so then I'm not going to pass them on. But I have a niece that loves to colour. She'll have children of her own by then. I have family members that may want some of these things and that I can pass on. And in the meantime, if I decide I'm tired of them, or what actually happens is I've run out of space on my massive bookshelf and I need to make room for other things that I want to own, I always find people for these things, whether it be, to sell them off cheaply or to donate them, pass them on to family members. I don't just chuck stuff in the bin, not ever. So, the joy was in the purchase the time was in owning them. And then, you know, to be honest, sometimes the biggest joy is also finding the perfect person for them when I no longer feel they are of use in my stash. I'm the same with kind of supplies, so I have quite a few alcohol markers, and I've had some over the years that either I stopped liking or I found a new favourite, or, you know, I just thought I wasn't going to use them in time. And I find people that will, that, you know, artists that are, you know, less fortunate than me, and you know, it would mean such a vast thing for them to have that set of pens, and when you pass them on, they're just so pleased. You know, it has a bit of joy to itself. Was it a waste of money? Yeah. Did I throw my money away on a set of pens that I then didn't use? Yes. But in some ways, was it just a gift that I bought early and found a person for? I'm going to go with that. I'm alright with it. This video wasn't supposed to be about this, but apparently that is where we have ended up. So I'm sorry guys if you do not agree with my sentiments today. Why have I done one eye? Wow, bet that's been bugging you guys for ages. Let's do the other one. So yeah, I'm glad I got that off my chest. You know, you do you. There's going to be people out there that judge you for it, and they're not the important people to me. Because there's also people out there that just genuinely, you know, I'm not saying they're nicer people. Who knows, you know, maybe they're horrible. But they're just genuinely interested in the same craft you are. They want to share stories and knowledge and skills and learn from you maybe, and just enjoy the fact that, you know, in our own real life, you know, that, you know, I don't really know anyone in my home life that colours or, you know, that wants to come round to my house and sit and colour. And I think you're very lucky, and we're given a gift if you do have those people, and it's amazing. So it's nice that my dogs have arrived. There's people online that you can find to chat to and relate to, and I think it's important to remember that as bad as the internet trolling issue can be, there are thousands of people out there that are just genuinely interested in whichever craft you are, you know, attached to or relate to, and you'll find so many lovely people. And that's the main thing to remember. I think it's so difficult for content creators that to remember that for every one person that said something a little bit negative, a little bit, you know, off the cuff, or just downright attacked you for maybe owning more things than, I'm not going to say you should, because that's how they feel about it, but owning more things than they think you should, you know, there's hundreds and hundreds of comments in your feed of just beautiful conversations about random things that are the real thing that needs to be focused on. In a world where there's so much stuff going on, you know, the terrible earthquakes at the moment, you know, and I don't want to list terrible things, that's not what the channel's for, but there's things going on in the world. Then, you know, there's gas prices, people can't feed their families, there's people being dug out of the ground that have been trapped for 5 days and maybe alive and may not, and a lot of stuff going on. And, you know, I just think it's very pointless to attack a person for buying too many pencils, when, for all you know, the entire rest of their wage went towards curing cancer and earthquake relief and the Dementia Society, you know. If they're donating all that money to charity, I think it would be a great shame for you to be what loses their faith in being able to make a difference, to be honest, and takes that belief away. Why is this eyelid white? What happened? There's no colour. Something went on. Missed a bit. Only just noticed that. It's weird when you're colouring. These things just all of a sudden pop out at you. Well, I mean, it's safe to say it's not my usual colouring chat. Like I say, I do try and... I don't, you know... There's those great rules in life, isn't there? Don't talk about economics, political or religious beliefs. And I feel like in the craft community, hauls are definitely like up there with religion and political belief, on just how divided and how much of an issue that seems to set off every time. Every time. There we go. Well, at least she's got 2 blue eyes there now. What else? Can't really end on that kind of note, can we? So, well, to further compound my retail problem, I think I'm a serial crafter. That doesn't mean I'm waiting around a corner to stab you with a pair of knitting needles or anything. I think what that means is, since I started colouring, I've tried diamond painting. I did really enjoy that, but I got really bad backache, and as a clinician, it's a big deal for me to have anything like that, so that kind of went on the wayside, and I've got a box full of diamond paintings in a corner in case I ever change my mind again. And I used to dabble in card making, and I used to really enjoy that, to be honest, and I have got back into it properly this last maybe year or 2, since I think my colouring's really helped with an improvement in my card making. I think it's helped with my colour theory and just kind of my eye for detail, and whereas I tried card making in the past and just thought, ooh, no, that's a bit of a hot sticky mess, I'm no good at that, I actually really enjoy them now, and I make them quite often. I do sell my cards, so, you know, I accrue a very tiny percentage of what I've spent on that hobby, and that led me into trying jewellery making, because I think YouTube's probably my real problem. And I got really into that for a hot minute, and I am still enjoying that, but I mean, there's not enough time in the day, is there? And I've got a drawer full of jewellery making stuff and equipment and beads and metal, and I enjoy it. I do it a little bit every now and again, and I've got lots of stuff, and I think my problem is then I have to find a new craft to try, and I've always said that I wouldn't knit because I can't. I've just never been able to get into the skill, and I can't get my head around crocheting. Don't know if it's because I'm left-handed or what the deal is, but I just, every time I watch them and the fingers start going right fast, I'm like, nope, whatever, done. Can't be doing that. But then, you know, I was watching YouTube, of course, the devil incarnate, and I didn't know loom knitting was a thing. Not like, you know, like those big fancy weaving machines, but loom knitting. Hang on, let's see, I've got one. Loom knitting is in like a cheap plastic thing with pegs that's £7. And apparently it is a thing, it's a big thing. There's loads of videos showing you how to loom knit. And now I have a few skeins of yarn and a new craft problem, and I am loving it. And in reality, that's probably why my colouring has taken such a hit this month, because every time I settle down to a project and I start a new one, my head's like, you know, coming up with a scarf colour combination. And I'm very early doors, very beginner, and can't do fancy knits or anything yet. Oh God, I mean, it took me about half an hour to work out how to cast something off, but I'm really enjoying the challenge of it. And who knew I would ever work with yarn. Definitely not me. I think I've literally said in the past I would never touch something like that, and I was lying. I'm loving it. I've made a hat and a scarf, and I'm currently working on another scarf because I had a different set of colours, so I want to make a hat to go with that. And I've seen a headband pattern and some mitten patterns, and then all of a sudden I'm like rolling downhill far too fast. So that happened, and now I can add a drawer full of yarn to my... I think my real issue was getting a craft room. Don't do it, people. It's the beginning of the end. They'll have to dig you out of your craft room. One day I'll just be sat in the middle of my very tiny hoarder space. So there's just too many hobbies to choose from. Maybe that's the problem. I do think though, like, do you guys find this to be the same, that if you're, you know, someone that likes to craft, you just like to craft? Like many years ago, I spent quite a long time working on a dollhouse project. I had this really big house, and I learned how to stencil brick mortar onto it, and I painted all the little windows, and I used to collect furniture for it and kind of, you know, repaint it and revarnish it and re-texturise it and change the little curtains. And I bought like little pieces of wood to make skirting boards and oh my God, all kinds of things, like wallpaper samples to wallpaper its little walls. And I wired up light fittings into the back of it, and I never finished anything, so I didn't finish it. I gave it to my sister, and her daughter have been working on it for the last few years, and like absolutely loving it. It's an amazing project now. I'm so glad I gave it them, because you know, yeah, I spent a lot of money on it, but did I get a lot of joy from it? Did I spend a lot of time on it? Yeah, I did. It helped my mental space, and now it's helping them bond and create something together, and I feel like I did a good deed. And it's amazing what they've made, to be honest. It's looking really cool, and my niece is always you know, collecting and working on it, and they've really enjoyed the project. Will they finish the project? Who knows? You know what I mean? Will it matter? Not really. Not really at all. To be honest, I'm glad my failed project brought, you know, that much time and effort and joy to them, and I consider it a resounding success. Would I take on another doll's house? No. Am I a woodworker? Not really. Do I like wallpapering little doll houses and making furniture? Not really. But I know that now. So, yay me, journey of a life discovery there. Lesson completely learned. At least I'll not decide to do that again. Just glad I didn't buy about 4 doll's houses. Do what I usually do and overbuy. Although you should have seen the size of that doll's house. If I'd have started with a smaller project, I probably would have finished it. But I like to run before I can crawl, to be honest. And I do that with everything. Hence why I think it's a good idea to tackle skin on Amazon paper. I actually love how she's coming out. I think she looks so intense. Her very alien looking eyes. I'm not sure what we're going to do with those eyebrows yet. I'm leaning towards blue hair. I think that might be fun. Maybe. My dogs just bark constantly at nothing, so there isn't anyone at the door. No. I don't know why I colour like this either. See, this is the way I live life. All over the place. And I come back to it later. So, let's see. 40 minutes of me complaining about things. There will be flip throughs of the 2 Gudrun haul books that I bought. And I do give you my opinion. Albeit not an amazingly... I had a couple of issues with them, but they're in the video for you guys as always. But yeah, to be honest, for most people, colouring is a way to express ourselves, especially, you know, if we're good at it, it's nice, it brings pride, it brings joy. Even if we're not good at it, it should still bring you pride and it should bring you joy. That you had the patience to sit and do something that is time consuming and is good for you. Consider it part of your healthy exercise regime to look after your mind as well as your body. I give you permission to enjoy your colouring. And apart from that, guys, I hope you, hope you tuned out of the video if it was annoying you. I hope you enjoyed the video otherwise. And as always, guys, I appreciate you all. I appreciate the time you spend listening to me moan, waffle on, whatever. And that you enjoy my channel and all the usual stuff. And apart from that, have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend, and happy colouring, guys.